Clients out there are looking for property managers every day. So in a market whereby every agent wants to be a property manager, there are so many other companies that are already operating. Maybe you are still new. How do you make sure that when they are deciding on who to take on as their property manager, that they decide on you? How do you differentiate yourself from all the others? I can assure you right now that any landlord you talk to is going to have one of the 5 pain points I'm going to talk about here. And by positioning yourself as a property manager to be able to solve these pain points is going to make you their go-to person. They are going to choose you over everyone else because you have differentiated yourself. You are offering a solution to one of their biggest problems. So let's dive in and discuss what we have found to be the 5 biggest pain points that landlords in Uganda are facing. So the first one on this list of pain points is vacancy issues and tenant screening problems. Owners out there are facing 2 big challenges when it comes to filling their properties. One is that they're not able to find the people to actually get the properties filled. And then 2, when they are finding the clients and the tenants to actually fill these properties, they are getting the wrong people in. They're getting people who are not being able to pay rent at the end of the month, people that are destroying their properties. So that is clearly a tenant screening problem and then a vacancy problem. So as a property manager that wants to win this kind of business, when you are approaching a client or a prospective and you are talking to them about them taking you on, and you have identified that, one of the problems they have is they have a vacancy issue. How do you position yourself to be able to solve that? One way is to offer aggressive and targeted marketing strategies such you're able to find for them tenants. And then for the tenant screening part, you're going to come to them and tell them that you're going to implement rigorous tenant screening. So you're going to do background checks, you're going to do credit checks. So that is checking how financially stable your clients are. You're going to do employment background, you're going to do landlord references. Where were they staying before they wanted to come here? Where they are staying, have they left the house in a good state? Have they been paying rent? All that is going to help you to have a better tenant mix. And then once you are doing the good marketing and you're working with, let me say, you're collaborating with other agents to make sure that this property is filled, you're going to solve the vacancy issue. And trust me, they're going to pick you just because you can solve those 2 problems, and they're going to leave the rest of us that have failed to, be aggressive at our marketing. So make sure that you have your marketing in the right pace and you have the right procedures to do the tenant screening. The second one we found were maintenance delays. Landlords and tenants are frustrated at how slow repairs happen and how fast some of these issues are resolved, especially when they don't have a management company in place. You see, tenants and landlords, or actually landlords, will think that they can manage these properties on their own. So they have a team of repairmen that they call to do for them their work. So we're going to call these vendors for this example's sake, but they're just repairmen. So he will call his plumber to come and work on a sink. And the plumber will look at the job of the sink and a contract he has been given, and he will choose the other one over this. And it just kind of happens that in every single case when they have a small repair that is required, the vendors are not appearing. Why? Because they have other things that maybe they are engaged in or something like that. But they are frustrated by how long it takes for some of these repairs to be done. And if you can come in and solve that, you, let me say, develop a responsive maintenance team that is in place to handle things within 24 hours, within 48 hours, trust me, that sets you apart from all the others, because the technician problem is a big one, and for any property manager out there, they will tell you on different ways how to solve them. But if you have your in-house management team and your technical team, trust me, you're going to be able to set up a very responsive maintenance team, and all this will be history for you. You're going to be the best person out there to take on most of these properties, because the thing they're struggling with are repairs and maintenance. So make sure you have this one in check. 3 is rent collection challenges and cost management. Landlords complain about this one in particular a lot. Things like late payments, missed rent payments. They first of all strain the landlord because he already has to pay these other things, but then they constrain his cash flow. I mean, These are investments that landlords have put their money into and they expect the money to come out. So when they don't get their rent, I mean, it's a very big pain point for them. And then there is the cost management thing, that even when they're not getting the full rent out of the building, they have all these costs that are going out every month. So if you as a property manager can come in, you, let me say, enforce strict rental collection policies, you have late fees, and then you have all your agreements in check. And then on top of that, you kind of help them to manage their costs and their expenses. So you bring in vendors that are going to give them fair market quotes and they're going to do their work affordably. You're going to find ways to cost save for them. Trust me that they're going to pick you over someone that is just coming to do rental collection and pick their 10% at the end of the month and go. Why? Because you're giving them extra value. You're helping them save money. You're helping them put money in their pocket. You are literally making the money that pays you. And once you remove that hurdle, having you or bringing you on board becomes a very simple decision for them. And trust me, landlords really appreciate that part. When you can improve their finances, they trust you more, they give you more properties, they give you more referrals. So make sure that you position yourself to be able to improve their cash flows. 4 were transparency issues. Property owners have a problem with their property managers, with their technicians, with the people that they have entrusted their assets to. Why? They are not getting transparent reports from them, whether it is financial, whether it is operational. Property owners feel like they are left in the dark and are then paying for the mistakes later on when they were not involved in the decision. So if you can come in as a property manager and you tell them, you know what, this is your asset, you're still going to feel like you own it. I am going to give you monthly reports on this date, and when I fail, this is how you can reach me. I am going to give you financial statements for all your accounts every month, and this is where you can get them. I mean, they sort of start to see that safety in you, in taking you on, that other people are clearly not doing. Because I talk to guys and they say, but you guys will eat my money. And I'm like, but no, we can give you the statement every month. Ah, no, you guys can play with the statement. So you start to see that there is a mistrust in the kind of people they have been working with and the stories they hear, simply because of that lack of transparency. So if you can come in and you propose ways to improve that, to show them that you're actually involved in making their finances better and improving the transparency that they have had within their property and their assets, trust me, you're going to win them over and you're going to differentiate yourself in the entire market. And then 5, and lastly, is the legal and compliance headaches. Trust me, there is nothing people hate as much as paperwork, maybe apart from losing money, but I have seen that landlords dread doing paperwork. A landlord would rather have you go through the whole leasing process and then just come to him to sign than him actually go through and, make those mistakes, have to get a lawyer involved and everything. If you can offer this service to them in a whole comprehensive package, trust me, they're going to choose you over having all these multiple steps that they don't actually have time for. So if you can position yourself to be ahead of the legal updates, you are always on ground, when the property rates are changing, when the tenant law has changed, all these, you keep your landlords as well informed of all this. They see that you are actively sourcing out this knowledge and sharing with them. You're helping them deal with those legal, constraints that earlier were a headache to them. Trust me that you're going to differentiate yourself from everyone else. So if you are looking to win market share, or you just want to help yourself in a way that you get more clients, these 5 tips I believe can help you. 1 are the vacancy issues and tenant screening. Position yourself to be a top marketer and to have the systems in place to be able to do good tenant screening, And then 2 are the maintenance delays. So if you have a responsive maintenance team, this one is a go-to for you. That is a solution you can easily solve. And then 3 are rent collection challenges and cost management. 4 are transparency issues. 5 are legal and compliance headache. If you can position yourself to solve these 5 pain points for landlords, they are going to willingly give you that 10% that you want, that 12%, that 8%, that 3%, whatever your percentage is. Just make sure that you can deliver on these 5 and you deliver well, and you'll have the business. Well, and that is our episode today from Realty Insights. I hope to see you in the next one. Please, if you found this helpful, share it with someone. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment if you would like to add something to this discussion, and I guess I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.